Today is another birthday day. Today is the birthday of When Cookies Crumble. Yay! I'm so excited. This has been a labor of love. The character in this book is Emily Vassure, and I just adore her. She has some issues, and so she's battling through those issues in this book. For those that don't know, When Cookies Crumble is a sequel. It's book number 2 in the York Harbor series. The York Harbor series originally started off with book number 1, which was from Hope from Daffodils. So if you don't own Hope from Daffodils, please get it. Then you can get a little more familiar with where we're going with book number 2. In book number 1, it's about a woman who lost her husband, and she puts her energy and effort into her wedding venue business that she shares with her best friend. And her best friend is Emily Vassure, which of course is the main character in When Cookies Crumble. The other main character is Duncan. Duncan Philips is, oh golly, he's a little OCD. He's extremely gifted musically, but he's very shy, and he's just quirky and just a different kind of person. But the two of them, Emily and Duncan, meet, and they share something unique in the way that they get along. They become very close, and he works his little life through hers in helping her to move past her past and helping her to discover who she is. And through their journey together, they both discover their full nature of who they are and who they're meant to be. So I welcome you to get When Cookies Crumble. It is, pre-sales are over, so now it's actually publication day. So it is available anywhere books are sold. You can certainly go on to my website. It's www.karencoultersauthor.com, and there's all kinds of links there that you can get it as well. So it's also birthday day for, as you're familiar with at this point, hopefully, Fairy Dust Wishes for When You're Different. So we have 2 book launches on the very same day. Note to self, don't ever do that again. Oh my gosh, it's been a challenge, but we got it, we muddled through, and we're getting there. So I thought I would read today a little excerpt from When Cookies Crumble. And this scene is a scene starring Duncan. He has a little special thing that he does every year. And in this particular passage, let me see if I find my spot here. It's something that he looks forward to all the time, and I don't want to give away any spoilers or anything, so I'm just going to read this little section and just kind of invite you in and take part of chapter 10 from When Cookies Crumble. Duncan carefully pulled open the bottom drawer of his bureau and shifted his shirts so as to not muss them up. Then he withdrew a shoebox-sized tin box. Today was Duncan's birthday. He held this day most dear. Not because it was his special day. Birthdays didn't really mean much to him anymore. It was just another day, and he'd just been another year older. It was the tin box that he held dear on this day each year. It was a gift from his parents when he had turned 18. The gift was profound and changed his life forever. He sat the tin box on top of his bed. The dark blue box was worn with scratches and showed the silver beneath its paint. The bottom seam was a bit rusted from sitting in a rain-soaked moving box in his garage about 10 years prior. He remembered the panic that ran through him when he pulled the packed box out of a pool of water, and recalled the overwhelming sense of relief knowing that its content was safe and sound. There was a time that he'd asked his mom to hold on to the key of the small padlock for safekeeping. Not because he was afraid he'd lose it, as that was completely out of the realm of possibility. It was because his temptation was too great. He could have given the entire tin box to his mother to hold on to, but he treasured the box too greatly, and he wished to keep it nearby. It was typically kept in a prominent place like the top of his bureau, his desk in college, or his living room bookshelf. Over the years, he'd become torn. He treasured its contents, but resented them as well. It was those days of resentment that he stuffed the box in a drawer, out of sight. The key was no longer separated from its lock. He'd become disciplined and would open it as a reference for a secret passion or for his birthday. And today, it was for his birthday. The one day of year when he'd learned what wishes would come his way. A day that he'd learned a bit more of who he was. He tentatively turned the small key, and the lock sprung open. He turned it just enough to remove it from its safety of the latch. He took a deep breath and lifted the lid. That's a little snippet from When Cookies Crumble. So I do hope that you will give this book a grand birthday and share the news, share the book, share the news about the book. I'd love to see pictures of you with the book. Let's make this a time of reaching out to one another. I'd love to hear your feelings about it, your thoughts, what it may have provoked in you. It's a little more heart-wrenching. Hope from Daffodils was a little more, well, it was sad, but it had a lot of humor. And of course, it was very uplifting. It was romance. Book number 2 is a little bit different in that it's not quite your typical romance, but a romance just the same. But it is a little more painful, and it digs a little deeper into people's emotions. So I invite you. I thank you. I cannot thank you enough for your support. I am truly, truly blessed to have you in my life. And let's just see how it goes. Thank you. Bye for now.